Hello, this is Mr. Bacon Bits, and welcome back to Xenoblade Definitive Edition. We've finished the story, and as such, if you saved at the end, you'll get a brand new title screen. This new title screen wasn't in the original game, so that's a neat little reward. At any rate, this video is going to be talking about what you can do with the game now that you've defeated the final boss. First up, there is a new option called New Game Plus on the menu. I'll get more into that later in this video, but for now, I'm going to continue playing on my clear file. So yes, what all can you do after defeating the final boss? Well, for starters, you can finish all the side quests, including Colony 6 Reconstruction. Let's do that, as many of the requirements for those pretty much want you to be at a higher level than even Zanza was. Which, if you're curious, since the game didn't show his level, was just a bit above level 80. Huh, there are lowly Antals and Gogals stronger than God, imagine that. Speaking of Colony 6, let's cover the rest of its reconstruction. In the walkthrough, we last left it off at level 3, and I was, like, back at the Fallen Arm? Yeah, so might as well show off what it looks like further upgraded, this time to max level.
Alright.
So for housing level 4, we need 5 Ponyo hoof seals from Ponios in Fallen Arm, 3 Royal Wolf hides from Fallen Arm Wolves, 3 warning lamps from Fallen Arm, and 2 retro diodes from Mekana's Field. If you don't have the last ones, they can be randomly found from the level 3 special park here in Colony 6. You'll also need 120,000 G to fulfill this requirement, so let's see what gets built. We've built 5 houses, a housing block, and a Nopon house. Nice! Gotta build stuff for the Nopon. For Commerce level 4, we need 5 Piranhax fish meal from Fair Piranhax at Fallen Arm, 8 silver Antal fibers from Antal in Fallen Arm, 3 sour turnips from Fallen Arm, and 2 mossy panels from Mekana's Field or the special level 3 park. You can go ahead and view the stuff on that, because I pretty much already covered all of the missable skins, so anything else that you get isn't missable.
Alright.
Next is Nature level 4. Aside from 99,000 G, we need 3 Caterpile silks from Royal Caterpile, 3 Hawk's Daylight Spurs from Darkened White Hawkses, 3 oil oysters, and 3 white plums. The first 2 are found at Bionis Leg, and the other 2 are at Fallen Arm. A tree-lined street, and the mine's ether crystals have gone up in rank. Nice. Enemies are attacking one of the colony's ether planters. Well, hang on a second. Okay, now that was taken care of, let's cap off level 4. For special, we need 130,000 G, 3 flexible Cellua cells from Largo Celluas, 3 steel Cellua cells from Wool Celluas, 2 rainbow slugs from Fallen Arm, and 2 Azure Hollyhawks from Mekana's Field or traded from Scarlin. You can see why I waited now, considering materials needed from Bionis Interior and later Prison Island. A watchtower has been built. We can now get new collectibles there. And as a reward for doing all that, we get new streetlights and a debuff resist 5 gem. This is actually incredibly useful for endgame, so I'm definitely going to take that. So let's get right into level 5 requirements.
All right.
For housing level 5, we need 300,000 G, 2 Vang's Star Wings from Vang's in the Bionis Leg Windy Cave or Tephra Cave, 3 Gogol Horns from Gogol's in Bionis Leg or Satoral Marsh, 2 Red Frontiers from Sword Valley, 2 Black Styrenes from Central Factory, and 3 Rainbow Zirconias from Colony 9. If you happen to not have those Mechonis items, Red Frontiers can be traded with Rizaka at Fallen Arm, if at max area affinity, and Black Styrenes can be found at the watchtower that was just built. Seven large houses have been built, and for maxing out housing, we get Oriental Glasses. It's a unique armor that has initial tension 3. It's okay, but I'll go ahead and take it anyway.
All right.
Level 5 Commerce needs 250,000 G, as well as an Ocean Elixir of Life from Kyle Lexos here in Colony 6, 4 Ancient Sardi meat from Throne Sardi in Colony 9, 2 Art Core Coils from Galahad Fortress or the Colony 6 Farm and Watchtower, 1 Fortune Feather from Agnirtha or the Colony 6 Watchtower, and 4 Hill Fireflies from Bionis Leg. Seven shops have been built, and new shops for us are now available in Colony 6. Again, okay, also, for maxing out commerce, we get Titan Arms. It's a unique armor that has Pierce Resist 5. I'll go ahead and take that. So yeah, again, I'll just leave you to viewing the inventory for those shops. Just remember that a trick you can do for fashion gear is to pretty much save before going to a shop, buy everything there, and then load the game, and you'll still have any new fashion gear that you got. So remember that. Good way to save money.
All right.
Level 5 Nature needs 280,000 G, as well as 3 Arden Elderbeards from Magnus Arden at Bionis Leg, a Tokulos King Egg from Leg Tokulos at Bionis Leg. I thought I got one of those, but 2 Luisia Silvers from Agnirtha or the Colony 6 Watchtower, 2 Black Liver Beans from Bionis Interior, and 2 Black Beetles from Ether Mine. Excuse me while I go get a king egg. I could have sworn I just got one. Well, the game was pretty nice. It gave me a Tokulos king egg from the very first Tokulos I defeated. So let's go ahead and do this. Alright, the mine's ether crystals have again gone up in rank. The ether crystal deposits in the ether mine and Colony 6 are now level 5. Plus, for completing nature, we've received an Experience Up 4 gem. Definitely take that. Finally,
All right.
level 5 special requires 400,000 G and 2 Inferno elements from Kratir Nebula at Prison Island, 2 Bolt elements from Solaire Nebula at Prison Island, 3 Blue Light amps from Igniritha or the Colony 6 Watchtower, 2 Angel Engine X's from Central Factory or the Watchtower, and 3 Rabbit Diodes from Colony 9. If you're wondering why I have so much money, I basically just sold a bunch of items and armor that I got throughout my adventure. The HQ stronghold has been completed. You can now get more collectibles here. Plus, for completing special, we get Master Glasses. It's a unique with Ether Up 6. This is our second set, as we got one from one of the Sanctums in Prison Island, so definitely take that. I wonder what the correlation is with glasses and increasing your ether. Maybe a Wizardry or Harry Potter reference? Possibly. But that said, there's also a reward for getting level 5 on everything, which it's about to show momentarily. A large ether light has been built. Plus we get Titan Plate, a unique with Damage Heal 5. That's alright, but I'll go ahead and keep it for collection's sake anyway. And we've got one last attack. Ancient. Actually, no, that's not the last one. 2 Ancient Rogulia. But I will do that soon. I just want to talk a bit about something. In case you need to grind a bit for some of these items and need to quickly keep track of the items you need, there is actually a shortcut to the quest menu by hitting down on the D-pad. That's something I forgot to mention because I frequently forget that shortcut is there. At any rate, getting the items directly from their spawn points is one method you can do, and it was the only method in the original game, but Definitive Edition added another. Upon reaching Prison Island, the Time Attack shop will now let you outright buy enemy materials and item materials, but only specifically the ones needed for a Colony 6 reconstruction. So you know exactly what those are for. This is still a grindy method, but it's a one-stop shop, if you will, of everything you need. It just depends on what you prefer doing, but I at least recommend this if you can't seem to find those black liver beans, or any of the other randomly spawned items. Of course, after doing the reconstruction bit, there's still a number of NPCs that can be invited to the colony to increase its population and development percentage. You might already have all or most of them thanks to doing all the side quests, but just in case, I have a list of people you can invite. Alright. I'll get more into Time Attack in a bit. For now, there's some other things you might want to finish up after getting all the side quests done, such as Heart to Hearts, maxing out your arts and skills, and reaching max level. But what if you don't have max affinity with all your party members, you're missing some advanced art books, and you're still not quite at max level? Well, I've got you covered here. Okay, hold up. Actual first thing I want to show off. Remember when I mentioned additional item spawn points at the Hidden Village that allowed you to get some items from Akanis? I found the NPC that you need to talk to. For reference, I found a machina over here. I believe it's this guy right up here. At Colony 6 around 3 at night, and obviously with the colony fully reconstructed. He mentions that some items seem to have fallen from the Mechonis onto Fallen Arm. Let me just check.
Hi there.
Did you mention that you've been to Galahad Fortress? You can get collectibles from there from folks on the Fallen Arm. Apparently all the items from the fortress fell down there. Okay, so there's that. In the Hidden Village, there's a small platform under the houses. In order to reach it, you'll have to swim through the lake. I put some collectibles there a little while back. Find them and they are yours. Okay, so talking to him and getting that particular dialogue makes some item spawn points trigger in Fallen Arm. And I'll go ahead and show that real quick. Okay, so here, I'm from here at the small little island here. There is a platform that you can get onto just behind here. And yeah, this is a remote little secret in the game, and these items can be helpful for reconstruction as well. As well as, like, finishing up any Collectopedia pages that you might not have done. So next, I'm going to talk about some easy ways to max out your affinity. Gifting is an option, and every character has favorite items that aren't love sources that increase their affinity the most. That might be the first time you've heard of that item, and don't worry about it. It's a rather obscure item that needs a lot of work to get. I'll get into it shortly, but it will also be covered in the Prison Island Travel Guide video. For Shulk, he likes Azure Hollyhocks, Rainbow Slugs, Shield Bugs, Blue Chains, Winding Gears, Digital Filaments, Grape Springs, and Popper's Cups. I have a list of where they can be found on screen thanks to the fandom wiki, and remember that Mechonis area items can also be found somewhere at Colony 6. Fiora likes bloodworms. Strange. It's found in Bionis Interior. She's quite a bit more picky than Shulk is, I suppose. Rhine likes spicy cabbages, energy aubergines, meaty potatoes, and hunger crashes. He's a big veggie eater, interesting. He looks like the type of guy to eat a lot of meat, but I suppose not. Then again, one of his heart-to-hearts basically says that he loves meat, so... Sharla likes fruit, sour gooseberries, fire apples, and hell raspberries. Dunban likes a lot of nature, but nothing seems to stand out in his list. It's all two-heart stuff. Melia likes Dober corgis. She likes dogs! Further solidifies her as best character. She's also pretty fond of flower-type items. Finally, we're on to Ricky. He likes insects, namely soft sea cucumbers, moth crawlers, rubber mantises, glider cockroaches, and minute mantises. That first one is kind of a troll move since the game says he dislikes animal items, but the soft sea cucumber is classified as an animal. Alright. Other than gifts, there's also a bit of a cheese strat you can do. Find an enemy that can easily inflict immobilizing status ailments, or can rapidly lower the tension of your team, and then just encourage or help your teammates endlessly. The perfect one to do this with is Stormy Belagon, which is a counter spike that induces sleep. Equip the character you're controlling with a heavy resistance to sleep, and then just keep waking your partners up. Whenever Stormy Belagon is close to being dead, flee the battle so you don't have to deal with the awkward respawn rate of the unique monsters. So, we've gotten max affinity. Where do we find all those advanced art books? Well, I'm about to provide some lists on where to find them for every single art. Again, these are all from the fandom wiki. I'm only going to include Bionis areas since, well, you know. In short, fight all the level 60 and up enemies that you can find in every area, as those will be ones that will drop advanced art books. That's all done. All that fighting might have given you some additional AP and SP so that you can max out those arts and skill trees. But if you haven't, I've got the next trick right here that coincides with reaching max level. First, reach at least mid-level 80, which should be easy with all the side quests and enemy fighting you've been doing. I was able to reach it instantly through expert mode personally. Next, link up any and all experience boosting skills to everybody, and then use experience up gems obtained from quests and miscellaneous rewards. Give everybody some agility boosting gems. With all that done, use a party that can use a lot of AoE attacks. Shulk, Rhine, and Dunban is the best option. Now go to the Arachno feeding lair in Tephra Cave and aggro all the small enemies there before engaging battle, and initiate a chain attack to use a bunch of AoE attacks like Monado Cyclone, Soaring Tempest, and the like. Since these don't have much health, they can be taken down pretty fast, and defeated enemies and chain attacks fill the party gauge back up really quickly. Both chain attacks and defeating higher leveled enemies greatly boosts experience gained as well as AP and SP. Level yourself back down if needed, so that you can keep gaining reserve experience until you can reach level 99, and keep getting AP and SP. Remember that your entire party does get experience, AP and SP as well, even though they're not in battle. I got this method and the best gems and weapons thanks to Enel and other members of the community. If you're having issues, don't be afraid to turn on casual mode. You can always switch off of it later. We're almost done! You might want to get the best weapons for each character, so to do that I suggest getting all the Monado replicas and using something like Monado Rudra for Shulk, as it has 3 gem slots to use. It's not actually the best weapon he has, but I recommend this right now for a reason. Rhine's best weapon is an atomic driver. Fiora's best weapon is Dystopia. Sharla's best weapon is Endless Rifle. Dunban's is Wyvern Cutlass. Melia's is Meteor Staff. And Ricky's is Meteor Nibbler. I'll show a list of which unique monsters can be fought to get these weapons as 3-slot versions. Next is the best types of gems. We can get level 6 gems from level 5 crystals and cylinders now, especially if you have mastered the art of gem crafting. Remember, use Sharla and Ricky to isolate qualities from crystals, then Shulk and Rhine to refine them into Mega Heat for the best and fastest results. You can also use Ricky as shooter and Rhine as the support. So, as for the gems that you actually need, we need Debuff Resist from Danos Sources in Magna Forest, Agility Up and Agility Down from Colony 6 mining spots at max level, Attack Stability from Tephra Cave near Bafalger's Tomb, Attack Plus from enemies and mining spots in Bionis Interior, Recovery Up from the same area, if linked with skills that heal from critical hits and arts usage, as well as, a way to increase your crit rate. Topple Plus and Paralysis Up from Plump Sprata and its helpers in Tephra Cave. Physical Defense Down from Bulgan on Nebula at Aerith Sea. And Night Vision, traded with Scarlin at Satoral Marsh. They're level 5 at varying qualities, but they're good enough until you can get better ones. And of course, to top things off, make sure you have armor that all have free gem slots, as it'll be way more useful than unique armors or armors with no gem slots. So we've done everything right. Well, not quite. That was just preparation for the post-game, which, in all honesty, isn't that much, even with the time attack mode this version added. Though I suppose you could consider the prep as part of the post-game. There are 5 super bosses in the game, which are unique monsters at levels higher than 99 that have only spawned until after the Mechonis core event in the story. For simplicity's sake, it's only during the final chapter of the game, which we're at. These super bosses also drop the Veritas glyph, which can be traded for the Love Source item at Colony 6. The Love Source is not only for the other page in the Collectopedia, but also can be given as gifts to any of the party members for a significant party boost, affinity boost, far more than any other item. So the first super boss, and by far the easiest, is Final Marcus. He can be found at 3 Sage Summit in Valak Mountain during the night. I recommend taking down the other Slubbas surrounding it if necessary, but this is the easiest super boss for a reason. It's only level 100, so if you're even close to max level, it won't even be a red tag enemy. He has a weak range spike that deals 640 damage every couple seconds. easily ignorable with spike defense gems. You can also break, topple, and daze it during chain attacks, and if you've got a topple happy party, you can lock it in a topple state. That's actually an easy strategy to use for all these super bosses. This super boss has crystals with attributes of Chill Attack 5, Spike 5, and Spike Defense 5. Next is Ancient Daedala. You can see I'm listing these in level order, so from easiest to hardest. But, considering the jump in difficulty between Final Marcus and Ancient Daedala, it's quite a lot. This is a rather large mechon found near Wreckage Beach on Fallen Arm. Since it is a mechon, you'll need to use some sort of anti-mechon weaponry, or topple lock it so you can keep hitting it. You can also use Monado Enchant or Ether attacks. This beast immediately starts off the battle with laser as soon as it spots you, and you can't really sneak up on it either. So to start off, you'll need to avoid getting killed by that initial art. Once you do, you then have to worry about its range spike, which is significantly more dangerous than Marcus's. But again, powerful spike defense gems can help immensely with this. Be careful of its Craze aura when it reaches 30% health. Might be best to kill it with a chain attack at that point if you can keep it going. This super boss drops Night Vision 5 and Heat Sink 5 cylinders, both incredibly useful and the only source of these attributes. As a refresher, Heat Sink is for Sharla's weapons and it decreases the amount of heat generated per art. A maxed out Heat Sink attribute can help her out immensely. Despotic Arson is next, found amongst much weaker rabbits in Satora Marsh. This has the highest agility out of all the other super bosses, so if you're having trouble hitting it, you might not have a completely optimized agility build. Alternatively, you can fight it with an ether-based team. Since it can inflict bleed, I recommend keeping an eye on it to make sure that damage over time doesn't completely wreck you. It can also cast Awakening to increase its level once it reaches 30% health, so watch out for that. May need to remove the aura somehow. The crystals this one can drop have attributes of Critical Up 5, the only kind in the game, Poison Defense 5, Topple Resist 5, and Spike Defense 5. Considering this is the only one that drops like Critical Up 5, and you're experimenting with a critical healing build for your team, I really recommend getting that gem. Blizzard Bilgazas is the next one, found near the Great Glacier in Valak Mountain. It's basically where you fought Mumkar before. This giant has extra powerful arts during a blizzard, hence its name. So avoid fighting it during a blizzard at all costs. Also avoid toppling it. It has a topple spike that can inflict 2,540 damage per hit. This is basically the one super boss where topple locking isn't recommended, unless you get super lucky during a chain attack since you can't die during those. It can also cast Craze at 30% health. The crystals this one drops are Topple plus 5, Divine Protect 5, AP Up 5, and Talent Boost 5. The final one is Avalanche Abacy. This is found at the same place Final Marcus is, during night and only during a blizzard. This thing sucks. First off, it has a counter spike that inflicts instant death, so the only way to consistently avoid that is to have your debuff resistance set to max. Remember, instant death is considered a debuff. Don't make the mistake of thinking spike defense can save you here. This thing has high defense, so it can take a while to take down, and also hits rather hard. The key to staying alive during this is to use a team that can build party gauge rather quickly, and keep chain attacking to deal as much burst damage as you can. Even without topple locking, you can't really withstand the attacks this thing does, unless you have a pretty powerful Monado armor, which you see in this footage right here. So chain attacks are your best safe bet. This guy drops Daze plus 5, Daze Up 5, Debuff Resist 5, and Topple Up 5. And that's all the super bosses. You've officially done everything you can for the post-game. So what about New Game Plus? Well, let's get into that now. It's an option you can select on the title screen right away. Choosing New Game Plus on a clear save file, you can even do it on your autosave file, will let you carry over many things. You can keep character levels, arts, skills and affinity coins, party affinity, gold, all items and equipment, achievement records, Collectopedia entries, Napon stones, and time attack earned rewards. You do not carry over key items, achievement trials, NPC affinity chart, heart-to-heart, quests, map discovery, unique monsters, Colony 6 reconstruction, and unlocked time attack challenges and items. So that's all well and good, but what's new? What's the reason for playing the game again with all this overpowered stuff from the start? Well, remember how I said affinity coins are carried over but not unique monster progress? That means that you can earn affinity coins from all the unique monsters again, further increasing the amount you can have, which can give you more freedom with skill tree links. And yes, you can keep replaying New Game Plus to acquire more coins.
We've been given the order to retreat.
Some characters also look a bit different, reflecting their future story-related changes.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
But that's not really important, because Shulk has a brand new weapon for New Game Plus, Monado 3. The true Monado that he acquired just for the final boss. It's Shulk's most powerful weapon with a really high crit rate, and no need for attack stability gems at high levels. The crit rate is so high that with just his passive skill tree effects you can reach 100% guaranteed crit rate. Don't worry though, if you don't like the look of this Monado or don't like how it breaks the story from its appearance, the skin on Shulk's weapon can now be changed in New Game Plus. You can go through the entire game with him wielding a magical and sparkly junk sword if you want to.
I'll kill you!
And that's really about it. That's everything available for the main game by itself, which just leaves Future Connected. I'll get more into it, but playing and beating Future Connected actually unlocks a couple other stuff for the main game. Master art books, an extra time attack challenge, Lost in a Dark Dream, and any new outfits and weapon skins obtained from Future Connected available in both it and the main game. Master art books allows you to level your arts past 10, making your stuff even deadlier or more effective. Like, as an example, that stuff can give Charlotte an actually legitimate attacker role with the right art combinations. At any rate, this video probably went on long enough, and there's nothing else I can say. So this has been Mr. Bacon Bits with Xenoblade Definitive Edition. Stay safe, happy and healthy, and I will see you back with Future Connected, the extra story added to this version of the game.